Hey, good morning, y'all know what it is. It's me, your boy Trey. It's your man Bishop, and we are First Formation Morning Sports Talk. So come on and fall in and come holler at us. We here. You ready to go, Bishop? What's good with you this morning, bro?
WGO, what's going on? How y'all doing this morning, man? Um, it is Wednesday, hump day. How's everybody doing on this hump day, man? Fall in. It is First Formation with Sports Talk here Monday through Friday, 0900 to 1100 hours. For you civilian personnel, that's 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. What's going on, Freddie? What's going on?
Good
Good
morning,
morning
sir.
to you,
Good morning.
bro. Um, Let me first say, I want to say my sincere condolences to a young man whose life was lost yesterday, last night. A young man who grew up with my younger brother, who is now a part of the fraternity. Um, he passed away last night at a young age. I want to say he was 40, 46, 45, 46, something like that. I want to say. Um, Mr. Michael Burt, may he rest in peace. May God grant his family closure and understanding that he's no longer here with them. Um, to a real good dude, man, that I've known for years. Like I said, my brother, uh, he used to live next door to my grandmother and all of that good stuff, man. Shouts out to Michael Burt. Rest in peace, bro.
Good morning, Mr. Price.
Good
So,
morning, Anthony. How you doing, bro?
Bishop, what did you get into yesterday, brother? What was your day?
Uh, what did I get into yesterday? I didn't do a whole lot. After we did speakeasies, the power universe. I really didn't do a whole lot, man. I really didn't do nothing to be honest with you. I chilled out, went got baby girl, for the most part, and had a meeting last night, and that was pretty much it, man. That was pretty much it. I didn't do no more than that. What
It
about you?
was
What was your Tuesday night like? It
softball.
was easy peasy. Oh, softball. Okay, that's right. Softball has started.
Oh, yeah, okay, Anthony. I see you know what it is.
What actually you talking about, bro? Don't be talking about no nonsense, Anthony.
No, he said power is
Power.
amazing.
Oh wow, it is. It is, man. We definitely talked about it yesterday. Check out one of our pages, man, Anthony, if you can. Read your first Trey and just check out the speakeasy.
Speakeasy.
Myself, Trey, and Ron are on Facebook yesterday talking about the finale of Power Force. But yeah, we're huge Power fans, man.
But yeah, so yeah, we had softball yesterday. Yesterday we was able to finally play our games. The first the first week it was the the weather caused the issue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yesterday they are finally able to get out there,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess it was three different tiers of games. It was a couple of games that was close. 1 point.
Okay.
Well, no, it was one game that was close, about 1 point. Uh, it was one game. I believe there was a shutout, and
Okay.
then it was
What is
two.
it? What is it? A 7 run rule? What is it? 7 run rule? What's the shutout now?
Oh,
Do you know?
so we play. What's that? 12 after 4, or
Okay.
10, or 10 after 5 if it's your home team.
Okay. Okay.
So 7, yeah, 7 after 4, or
So
10 after 5. And so
okay.
yeah, so because there's only seven, we only do seven innings unless the championship game goes the full 9. Um, but yeah, it was. Then also I implemented a seven whole run limit. So now you have to play, because before people teams used to get up there and just smack the ball. And
So after 7 is it's an out.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I
now
know,
you
I
know what I'm
know them
saying.
rules. I remember the
Yeah,
rules. Yeah, I remember some of
yeah,
the rules. Yeah.
yeah.
After
So
7 it's an out.
yeah, so now you know what I'm saying. So I'm trying to implement things to make it a little more to make it a
I
little
need to
more
get bigger
competitive.
fields, bro.
So true that.
What
What's
up,
good,
Keith?
Keith?
What
What's
up,
good,
Keith?
Keith?
Good
What's
morning. Good
good?
morning. Yeah,
So
I need to
true.
get bigger
So
fields because that's the same thing we was having a problem with in Kareem for Hood. Yeah, you keep them guys that yeah they could knock it out the park easy, but the fence ain't that far.
so we have on our on my complex. There's two fields. It's two baseball fields and two softball fields.
Mm-hmm.
So of course we're not just playing. We're not playing. It's co-ed, but we're not playing co-ed rules. So
And
it's
it's not
still
fast pitches. It's not fast
no.
pitches. It's
It's
regular
not. It's
softball. Yeah.
yeah. It's regular. It's soft. Slow pitch. So
Right.
so basically that's it. So the for me the compromise is the playing on the smaller fields, but now limiting the home runs. So
Okay.
what I plan to go seven for the regular season. I give three more for the postseason, and then
You give you
on
when you say give three more, you allow them to have three more
yeah
home runs.
10
Oh,
yeah
so
10
10.
10 yeah 10,
Okay.
and then for the championship game I take the top off and is if y'all can make it a derby, have at it.
Okay. That's what you say.
So
If they can have a derby, have at it.
yeah, if they can do it, then they have at it. Now, what's going to be unfortunate, in which I'm probably going to get some kickback, is uh, if it so happened to one of those teams that isn't a home run team ends up going to the championship, and they've been living off the fact that the 7 run has kept people capped, and then you get a team that just wallops, saying that, and there is basically not even possible for them to compete. So, and
Okay.
maybe I just keep it at 7. I don't know. So yeah, so yeah, it started out, but it was like what how 12 teams last night, 14-team league. So it's all right, but like I said, softball is like the around these parts. Softball is that sport.
Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people like softball, especially in the military, especially Air Force, stuff like that. A lot of that's a huge sport. I'd probably say that. I don't know if you had to rate them, what would you think would be the most um sport that's most has the most participation in the military between basketball, football, flag football, and
If I
softball.
had to rate them, I think it would be uh softball 1,
Mm-hmm.
basketball 2, and flag
Okay.
football 3. And the only reason I say
Okay.
flag football 3 is because there's no system in place to go even further than flag football than for the most part regular intramurals, and
Mm-hmm.
because there's no military nationals for flag football or anything like that.
Okay.
Maybe that's something we could put together.
Maybe so. Maybe
We
so.
have to yeah we have to talk about it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Into out of entity and put together, start sending, putting up. So yeah, so maybe we can do that. We have to talk about that. Indeed,
Mm-hmm.
indeed. Always looking for an opportunity. Uh, so we know that some NBA teams played last night. Was you ever catch any other games last night there, Bishop?
So actually, I was, bro. I actually caught what games did I watch? I watched the Memphis game. I was actually ooh, excuse me. I was actually going back and forth through the games because a couple of them games were being played at the same time, kind of
Mm-hmm.
sort of one was in front of the other or something like that. Like I think the Memphis Grizzlies started earlier than the Atlanta Hawks. Oh no, the Atlanta Hawks started
It was
before the Memphis
Atlanta
Grizzlies.
Hawks, and then it's like they overlapped each other.
Overlapped each other exactly. So I
Oh
was
yeah,
going
we gonna
back
get
and
to that
forth.
definitely, Key. We gonna get to that.
Hey, hey,
It's
hey, hey,
man.
Key, calm your nerves, calm your nerves. You jumping the gun, you jumping the gun. Yeah, you're right though, Key, for real, for real. So yeah, I was flipping back and forth between the Hawks and the Memphis Grizzlies game, and then I caught I caught pretty much most of the Suns game. Um,
Mm-hmm.
as I prepared myself to watch All American Homecoming. I'm gonna play catch up
Is
on
that
that.
good? Well,
Oh,
I
it
wouldn't
is.
disturb you. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
So
oh yeah, yeah. You ain't watched none of it.
I haven't Homecoming. No, because I'm still behind on American All
All American.
American. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I haven't watched Homecoming yet.
you
But
need to
okay, I'm
jump
sorry.
in. Oh, Suns would be good. Yeah. So those games were. Yeah. So I was going back and forth with those games. I'm not gonna lie. Trying to watch both of them. I don't know why. Oh, I was about to say I don't know why I was jumping back and forth when I got more than one TV in the house. I could put one on one game, one on the other. However, come I forgot. I was too busy playing Call of Duty, so it was hard to watch Call of Duty. I mean, play Call of Duty and watch the game at the same time. But yeah, I did watch a few of them. Did you catch any
If
of them
y'all,
after you got out
if
the after you got
y'all,
out the
if
dining?
y'all, if y'all ever get a chance to go on any of the systems and play a game and play a game, whether it be I haven't seen a bit 2K, but man, in Call of Duty, it is a sight to see Bishop play Call of Duty. If you ever get a chance,
Why does
ah,
everyone say that? I don't know why everybody says
it's
that. Everyone
so
says that.
funny, man. Oh my goodness! If y'all ever
Oh
get a
yeah, check.
chance,
Hey, y'all check
y'all
out
need
my
to get
Twitch,
his
man.
check his Twitch, or say, or go, man. It's nothing like the actual thing. Like, video is okay, but you need to be in the moment. You need to be, and don't be on the team and you ain't getting no kills. Oh my gosh,
Why does everybody say that, yo? Everybody says that.
man,
Yo,
bro.
yo, I had to
E-
get somebody to business last night, right? Trey, let me give y'all a quick story, right? I know this is sports, but we talking about this is actually
Or
Call of Duty. That
esports,
is a sport.
esports, esports.
It's esports. That's right. Call of Duty is a sport. They actually get paid for doing this. I speak at COD. Hey, come play with me, Key. I got you. We can play. But
Oh
you better
no,
get some
do not.
kills.
If you now just speaking, if you do that, I'm sorry, you won't be back on the show. You probably won't come back on. You probably be like, man, Bishop, like you will not.
So last night, right? It's a crew. Like I tell you all the time, it's a crew of us who play. It's about maybe it's almost close to 10 of us, man, that play Call of Duty as well as play 2K. But last night, like I said, I had a meeting. Nope, you ain't yelling at me. Key, I wouldn't yell at you. I
Yes, you
promise I
would.
wouldn't yell at you. I wouldn't yell at you. So, so,
Complete. Matter of fact, Key, Bishop is pride on Call of Duty. I just say that.
I hear that all the time, yo. I hear that all the time. But anywho, right? So it's like I said, it's almost 10 of us, and we play Call of Duty. We play 2K and stuff like that. But anyway, last night after I got off from my little meeting, my conference call or whatever, I was playing Call of Duty. I stick to Madden and 2K. Oh my god. Well, we can play 2K too and Madden. Either one, Keith. Let me know. I'll put my gamer tag in here so you can see it. But I'm on PS5 just so you know. But anyway, we was playing and so the guys we wanted to play Modern Warfare. So we get on there, whatever. However, they were already playing. They already probably had to play maybe 3 or 4 matches because I was on that conference call. So I jump on. So like Trey said, I guess people to business or whatever. Oh, well, see, we can't play together. We can play two. We can play COD, but we can't play Madden or 2K because you're on Xbox. But anyway, so I finally jump on. The dude, I talk a lot of noise. I talk mess to everybody, man. But we all do. That's the thing. We talk mess to everybody. But this dude, I get on the first match, my very first match. I go 15 for 15. That's my first match. I gotta warm up. I mean, that's a lot of people. They warm up. First match, 15 for 15. At 15 kills, I had 15 deaths. With a dude we played with, he had like 20 kills and like 15 deaths. He felt like he was doing something. He sending me text messages, laughing, talking about this because the night before, this dude was nowhere to be found. He was down at the bottom of the list every single game, every single match. Like he may have had one match where he was up in the top, but other than that, he stayed at the bottom. So then we play another match. I go I go positive. I forget what I went. I forget what I did better than 15 and 15 though. I know I did way better than 15 and 15. He goes 7 and 21. I said, bro, if you don't get your butt off this damn game acting like you doing something, bruh, we all just fell out because we know with that game, man, it's never ending. You never can tell how you're gonna do it. It all depends on your lobby, on who plays and who joins,
Hmm.
teams and stuff like that. But yeah, I got MLB that show that's crossplay. If you into baseball, I haven't played that MLB key. I was thinking about getting it. I'm
That's
not going
funny.
to lie. I didn't know
That's
baseball
funny.
was crossplay though. I didn't know that. I didn't know baseball was crossplay. That's cool. I did not know that. I might have to
Yeah,
take
I've
you
been
up
out of
on that.
baseball. I've been out of baseball for a little while too. The
I
other day
played
I was
BML.
talking. I was like, oh, the show. I was like, maybe I'll get the show and get back into like baseball and stuff. I'm
Hmm.
very sure what it was years ago with bases loaded and stuff like that. It
Yeah,
might be or
I
in
think the last show I played was either 2000 MLB show. I think the last one I played was either 2018 or 19, and I haven't bought it since. But I will say, like Trey, I don't know when the last time you played, Trey, but that MLB show ain't no joke. That realism of that game is
I
real. I
haven't
mean,
I
all
haven't
games are, but
you
man,
know the last time I played baseball, bro. It was
oh wow,
when
that's what's up, Keith.
the last time I played baseball was before they start calling it the show. That's the last time I played baseball.
Woo! When did they start calling it the show? Wow,
You
man.
remember
I don't
it
even,
used to be called was it NB it was something else before they started the
and
show
it
or
was
back
something else.
yeah, it's
It
something
was
else before they
something
started the
else. It
show.
was before it started
And
calling it the show. It was
and
something
it
else.
might
I
have
can't
been
think of
I
it,
might
but
have still been playing MLB what's that EA Sports MLB. That might have been
that
what it was.
was
But
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was before it became 2K's the show. So
The show. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so
Real people play on. No, Anthony, that's not true. Real people play on PS5, guy. Xbox is so X generation. We're past that, guy. You tried though. What is he saying? It
it
was
was
on the
only a
PlayStation
PlayStation.
Day, just like last year. Put it on Xbox. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, 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 okay,
MLB the
okay.
show.
I might have to check this out, Keenan. I might have to go get that MLB to show. I have been contemplating. I ain't gonna lie. I've been looking at it for past few days. Talking about, man, I don't know. I might need to go get that. But yes, Trey, we did have some big games last night. We had three games last night. Game twos of all three. Um, well, two out east and one out. What was it? Yeah, two out east and one out west, right? Yeah,
Yes,
two out
sir.
east, one out west. Game twos. With the Hawks falling once again to the Miami Heat, 115 to 105. Trey, do you got the stats of that game, bro?
Oh yes, of course I do.
I
I
know
even
you
got
do,
the
because
I
oh,
even got
Trey,
I even got the
oh,
stats to who what our records was last night.
no, I bet you do. I bet you do. So let me
But
put it out there before Trey does, because
I'm
he
not.
finished
I'm
he
not
finished
going to even say
clown.
it.
But yes, I went 1-2 last night. But excuse me, like I said, like I told Trey, look. You was 3-0. You didn't go 3-0, did you?
I I did go 3-0.
You picked the
I picked the Heat and I picked the Pelicans.
You did pick the damn Pelicans. That's right. Ain't that? Anywho, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, the the Heat. I mean the Suns. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But yeah, go ahead and tell us the stats for the Hawks and the Heat game.
Of course, yes, sir. So of course, like he said, the Hawks took the L, 105 to 115. The Hawks led by 25 points from Trey Young, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 16 points from DeAndre Hunter with 2 rebounds to boot. 29 points, correction, led 29 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists from Bogdan Bandanovic. 9 points apiece from Huerta, Dayline Wright. After that, it was like besides the 13 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists from John Collins. Welcome back, Collins. Everyone else was dismal. 2 points from Onika Akongu. 2 points from Dalino Gallinari. Uh, and it just wasn't enough. The Heat blistering hot stepper Jimmy the Buckets Butler, 45 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 14 points from Max Struss, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists from Tyler Hero. Gabe Vincent contributed with 11 points. It was all about it basically was all about Jimmy Buckets. It wasn't, oh, the broom. You got the broom? That's what we talking about, Anthony. All about Jimmy Buckets last night. I, at this point, Bishop, I think that Cinderella tale that we had last year in Atlanta is
It's looking dismal.
Miami's playing Freddy Krueger. I don't believe in fairy tales, kid. Like
Yep.
it's over. It might be over. Although you know what, I think a gentleman sweep might be in effect. I don't think Atlanta's gonna go
Go down
home
without
and
a fight.
lose both games. But
Yeah. Yeah.
uh I don't know. I don't know about the complete sweep yet, Anthony. But I definitely
Mm,
think Atlanta's going to get maybe one in at home. But yeah, at this point, is not is looking kind of dismal as you were saying, Bishop. I don't think Atlanta has what it takes. John Collins came back. He might be the chemistry might be off a little. They got to do more.
mm-hmm. Yeah, the Hawks definitely. I mean, they couldn't do nothing with Jimmy. Otherwise, they could do nothing with Jimmy. Jimmy was out there. Jimmy made it seem like he was out there playing with high school kids. He
Yeah,
did whatever the hell he wanted.
he was in the
Jimmy
zone
was,
for real.
like you say, buckets. He was dunking, shooting the pill, driving to the rack. Like he was doing it all. Jimmy was Jimmy. Jimmy, he basically said, hey, this ain't last year. This ain't last year. I got this.
So I don't know, Anthony. I think they definitely can get at least one game.
Nah, I think yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah. They,
At least
I
one.
don't think they can. Yeah, I don't think they can win the
They
series.
lost by 10. It ain't like they got blew out, bro. On the Heat's court, they lost by 10.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, it's. I don't think they. I don't think they're going to go down. I don't think they're going to get swept. I just think that they're going to lose the series without a doubt. But I don't foresee
yeah,
them getting swept. Like if clicking on, like Bishop was just saying, they lost by 10 points. But ultimately, when you look at it, it's only Jimmy scored 45 and no one else really scored
right,
in all actuality. So Hero
right,
was kind of quiet. We ain't seen Victor.
right,
He's been did not play coach's decision. Like there's people out there that's not Bam. They can do
right.
too
If you
much.
would have held Jimmy to half those points, the Hawks in that game.
Yeah, yeah. So
But my
they
question
do
for
that.
you, Trey, is this right here.
Yes, I think so. Definitely think they're overmatched. I definitely think they're overmatched. It's
Agreed.
just it is it's more of a situation where I think the
Good morning,
Atlanta.
Brad. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, Sam. I think Atlanta has is just. I mean, it's good that Collins is back. Hopefully, he comes
Mm-hmm.
back and saying he gets reimplemented. His and that chemistry can come back to where it's not. Hopefully, it's not too late where they can't do anything. But I really think they're overmatched when it comes down to it. Especially when you got
Mm-hmm.
two. They got two assassins on the court on the bench that can come out and give you 20. That's hard to compete with. And then you got a sniper on that can if he gets going, then he'll sit up and have you ducking and running everywhere, trying to figure out where the shot's coming from. And then you got Jimmy that can turn up like that. You got Lowry, who is technically he's a champion. Like it's a lot for Miami. I think at this point, Atlanta's just like you said, overmatched.
I agree. I agree. It's just yeah. Just looking at the game yesterday, I didn't catch game one, but I did catch like I said, game two. Ooh, excuse me. They're overmatched. They're overmatched. The Heat. I mean, the Hawks have nothing, no answer for. Jimmy Butler scored 45 points in no turnovers. Yeah, 45 points in no turnovers. Like, bro, like that's crazy. And they look like it looks to me as though the Hawks can't figure out what to do. Jimmy the Django Butler, that part, because there is times he do look like Django. He do look like Django. I ain't gonna lie, Freddie. There's points where he do look like Django, but yeah, I definitely feel like they're overmatched, man. I definitely do. And it unfortunately, like you say, I do feel like it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. It doesn't look like the Atlanta Hawks are going to come out this year and make a run. Um, and all the Hawks got, I mean, all the Heat have to do is steal one from Atlanta, and this thing is over for the most part. But we also had a game last night with the Minnesota Timberwolves visiting the Memphis Grizzlies,
Woo.
going in 1-0 into the series, with Minnesota Timberwolves winning game one. But John Morant and the Grizzlies had a different thing coming out there in Memphis.
All the
And they
smoke.
take all the smoke and they take a 124-96 win at home over Big Cat and the Timberwolves. What's the stats there, Trey?
Of course, as you said, well, 96, 124, 28 point throttling in Memphis, had the crowd lit. Um, correction, Minnesota. of course, was led by Anthony Edwards, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. That's a little fall off from what he did in the first game. 12 points apiece from Teron Prince and Nas Reed. 7 rebounds for Reed, 2 rebounds for Teron Prince, 11 points from D'Angelo Russell, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Malik Beasley, 7 points, 3 pounds, no assists, 15 points, 15 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist from Carl Anthony Towns. Patrick Beverly, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Um, Jordan McLaughlin, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. It just, of course, as we know, as we can see in the point disparity, it wasn't enough. The Grizzlies, led by Ja Morant's double double, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists, 1 rebound short of a triple double. 16 points apiece from Desmond Bain and Jared Jackson Jr. Jared Jackson with 7 rebounds, Bain with 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Brandon Clark, who was a hot hand for a second, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. I believe that he was the factor in that case,
Peacemaker.
especially in the
Yeah.
13
Yeah.
points from Zaire Williams, the 13 points from Xavier Tillman, 10 points from Tyus Jones. Uh, Basically, everyone got in and did a little something for the Grizzlies as they came back with a vengeance, blistering. And the job is like that game don't mean nothing, letting them know like, okay, we got this as they get ready to head to Minnesota as think game three is coming about. It they show why they the number 2 seed in my opinion. Basically,
Mm.
hush Miami. I mean Michigan, Minnesota. At the end of the day, they be like, y'all ain't did nothing yet, and they let them know all the smoke. He ready for it.
Mm. I totally agree, man. John came out there, man. He was hitting on all cylinders for the most part. He was one, I think, rebound away from a triple double. Um, y'all just, the Memphis Grizzlies, I figured Memphis was gonna come out and get that win. I didn't see a sweep coming in this series at all. I feel like this game is definitely gonna go back and forth now that they're going to Minnesota. Now that the Grizzlies need to steal one, need to steal one on the road to come back home and try and get a good win and try and take out the Timberwolves. But this is definitely going to be a good series between the two. Um, Definitely, I say we couldn't do it without Ja. As the Grizzlies tie the series 1-1. Um, can't wait to see this next game three. I think it's going to be a good game between the two again. Um, but yeah, Cat, I think he fell a little short. And he only had like 14 points, 17 points. Well, he had 14, I think he was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, yeah, Big Cat. Didn't he have like 14 points, something like that?
Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah,
didn't have much. He wasn't. I
yeah.
ain't gonna say he wasn't that effective, but he definitely, definitely, they was humble at the end of the game.
Right. Facts. That part. That part. And then the last game of the night, of course, this was a late game because it was out on the west. It was out on the west. We had the 1-0 Phoenix Suns hosting the New Orleans Pelicans, coming in with down 0-1 in the series. The Pelicans needed to make a statement on Phoenix turf on their hardwood floor, and they made that statement. They took out the best record team in the NBA, 125 to 114, with the win on the road, heading back to the Nolia on what Friday? Probably Friday,
I believe it is
Saturday,
Friday. I think it is Friday. Friday
Friday.
or Saturday. It might
Headed
be
back to the
Saturday.
Nolia,
Yeah.
man. Friday or Saturday, they heading back to the Nolia to try and take a lead for Game Three. What's the stats, Trey?
Of course, the Pelicans came out, saying they was a away team, but they act like it didn't make a difference. Of course, they was led by whom other than CJ McCollum's 23, or correction, Brandon Ingram's 37 points, 11
Yeah,
rebounds,
that boy
one
balled out.
assist short of the triple double, 9 assists. McCullough do his thing, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 13 points from Larry Nance, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 10 points for Valanciunas, and 13 rebounds, 3 assists. Trey Murphy the third, 9 points, 8 points from Jose Alvarado with some clutch 3 pointers as they did battle. The teams actually went back and forth. Of course, the Suns was led by Devin Booker's 31 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Keep in mind, he only had those 31 points in the first half, as he did not score in the second half, as he went out with the hamstring tightness, in which we'll get to in a second. Cameron Johnson, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists from Mikal Bridges. Jay Crowder, 5 points, 10 points, 9 rebounds from DeAndre Aiden. Chris Paul, 17 points, 1 rebound, 14 assists for a double double. JaVale McGee, 10 points, and 5 points from Landry Shamet. So, of course, as we stated, yes, Ski. Chris Paul is 0-14 against Scott Foster when he officiates a game.
Oh
CP3
wow,
has not won the game with Scott Foster officiating. 14-0 at this point,
wow.
as Foster would say. I don't know, Bishop. You as an
I
official,
Man, I didn't know that. First let's talk about
Devin.
Devin, and then he's out. Pelicans get the win to tie the series 1-1. As Trey stated, Devin was on a he was on the pace to knock down 40 to maybe even 50 points last night if he hadn't had the hamstring injury, um, beginning of middle of the third quarter, which put him out for the rest of the game, which is definitely something that makes a difference. Now, in regards to this Scott Foster thing, I didn't know that. Is there some bad blood between these two, between him and CP3? Have they gotten into it for something or something like that?
I think I must Vegas has something to do with this. Really, Anthony? That's
Vegas
where
has
we're
something
gonna
to
go
do
with
with
this.
this. Really? I mean, if that's the case, man, if I'm CP3, I'm like, man, look, man, hey, man, like, I'm telling my players, I'm telling my teammates, man, hey, man, Scott here. Hey, y'all gonna have to do it. Y'all gonna have to make it happen, bro. Scott here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Devin Booker going down was I mean not Devin. Yeah, Devin Booker going down was detrimental to the team. And it's crazy because my next question is, um, where's it at? Where did it go? Where's my? Oh, here it goes.
So, in my opinion,
They did it without CP3 for a minute. Can they do
yeah.
the
But
exact same thing without Devin Booker?
so what I think definitely CP3 has shown the first game he showed that he can score, but that's not what CP3 does. He's a facilitator. Devin
Facts.
Booker is the go
Is a
getter.
scorer. Right.
Yes. So I don't know. uh, It's hard to say. Like as a facilitator, as long as your people are scoring, then you're good. So you
Mm-hmm.
if Mike Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Aiden and all of them, Jay Crowder, if CP3 is facilitating and getting scores here and there, they can they probably can last. But I think what we see here is a bad matchup for the Pelican or for the Suns in the
Mm-hmm.
Pelicans. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a bad matchup for them, and now it has gotten worse with the potential for Devin Booker be out with a hamstring, which you don't know how long it could be. Or, saying what we're talking about if it's going to be an injury. They got a couple of games to
Right.
basically trying to let him recover and see if he can come back. But at
But
this point,
that hamstring is crazy, bro. That
yeah,
thing is that hamstring, like me and Trey have talked about before, a hamstring pull or a hamstring twitch or whatever you want to call it. That Joker is no joke, bro. Like it's a funny recovery because you think you good until you out extend that stride. When you extend that stride while running, you realize that it is not completely healed.
and
It is
that's what
not
happened.
completely healed.
And that's basically what happened last night because it was a former injury that
Right.
he
It's a
had.
former injury. Yeah. Yeah. That part. It is. It's
So
a
yeah,
former
so
injury. And we looking at Devin Booker. He dropped 31. No one else came close to 20 points besides Chris Paul with 17 and Mikal Bridges with 19. That says a lot. He had the majority of their points. That says a lot. Like, without his 31 points, they get blown out. They lost by 11. Without his 31, they get blown out, bro. or without half that. If he even
Yeah,
get 15
and
to 20 points, they get blown out. So my question is, or not my question is, I to answer that question, can the Suns survive without Devin? Ugh. Against the
I, it,
Pelicans and
it's
McCollum,
very
CJ, and if CJ and what's his name, um,
Brandon Ingram.
what Ingram plays the way they play, bruh, the Suns are in trouble. They're in trouble, especially if Devin's out for maybe 2 games at least. They're in trouble.
Yeah,
They're in trouble.
it's not like I said, very bad matchup in my opinion
Right.
for the Pelicans,
Agreed.
for the Suns in from this case
Agreed.
because you got Bi that's starting to emerge. You got CJ that's
Right.
clicking. You still have you still saying sometimes Valanciunas will be on point
Nance
at
be on
times, and
point,
you
Nance
still got
Jr.
yeah yeah. So it's I don't it's it could be bad. It could be a rough start for the Suns where they get exited stage right if the potentially if Booker doesn't come back, and even if they get past New Orleans, then as you of course you get deeper into the playoffs.
Right.
You face better teams for the most part, and they might get caught up in the next round. Uh,
Right. They're doing testing on Devin today, testing, and I think he's undergoing tests and all other stuff, and trying to see. I don't know. I mean, we know technology is amazing in this time frame, so um, I'm sure he's going to definitely miss Game 3 without question. With that injury, like you said, like Trey said, it's a prior injury, so when it's prior injury and it's still lingering, it's a possibility that it holds you out even longer because obviously you didn't let it heal or didn't allow it to heal the best way it could. He probably played prematurely. He's really doing a good job with it. He is. He is. And I will say this, Keith, CJ was a huge addition to the Pelicans. Just imagine if they would have Zion back. Bro, bro. They would have Zion back, Keith. Ooh wee. This team might be scary. This team just might be scaring. With Bi doing what he doing, CJ doing what he doing, and then you got Zion down in the front court, bruh. Ooh wee.
he needs
He
to get
needed to
away
get
from
away
that.
from Dame. Trey said that the other day. I believe we felt like he was under Dame's shadow. CJ was definitely under Dame's shadow, and he's showing what he's showing it now. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was doing it out there in Portland. Was it Portland?
Yeah, Portland.
Yeah, Portland. Yeah, he was out there in Portland. Yeah, he was doing it out there in Portland too. But he was like you said, he was under Dame, so it was always Dame time. Everybody was looking at Dame. But boy, yeah. But if he come with him over there now, and when Zion comes back, which I'm still in awe that God Zion is still not getting no playing time because they already talking about Ben Simmons could possibly be back by Game 4. Um, they've already ruled Ben Simmons out for Game 3, or Game 2. I'm sorry. So he could be back by Game 3. I'm sorry because Game 2
Yeah.
is kind of
So what
yeah
has been
he's already
happening
rushed.
is of course, like you said, Ben Simmons has been cleared for full
Contact.
contact
Mm-hmm.
in practice, in which he's been participating in 4-on-4s. Zion
Mm-hmm.
Williams additionally has been cleared for to play 5-on-5s, but he's playing in a closed gym and is not against his counterparts. I guess they bring in maybe 5 players from in and around. I mean, players from in and around the area, and he goes and he plays 5-on-5 with them players, or maybe from their G League team
Oh,
or something like that.
probably
So
G League team. Yeah,
yeah,
it's probably the
so
affiliate team.
a G League affiliate. So there he's participating. So I don't know. Maybe if it starts to get heavy, they bring maybe Zion to be another body to throw out there and run and see how you get kind of to give them a tune up before potentially if they have an opportunity to go to the second round against
Mm-hmm.
whoever they'll be playing. So
Mm-hmm.
it remains to be seen. But Bishop, how do you feel about the now? We saying I know we talked yesterday a little bit and we said
Mm-hmm.
he's like until it happened. But with the 5-on-5 with the 4-on-4 and the contact, do you feel like it's almost time? Are you feeling Michael Bufferish?
Michael Buffer. No, I'm not going to do that because I'm not YouTube. Anyway, um, yeah, but again, like I told you the other day, bro. Until I see him on the court, I'm not holding my breath, bro. I'm not holding my breath. I'm gonna wait until he get on the court. Once he get on the court, then I'll be satisfied. But I'm happy to hear. But you know, we've been doing a lot of hearing, and we're not in court. But I'm happy to hear that. Huh, I'm happy to hear that they're looking at, that he's been cleared to have contact, and that's good. That's good. I definitely, that's definitely some good news. So hopefully by game three he'll be in there. Definitely by game four. If not by game three, definitely by game four we should see an appearance of Ben. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Definitely looking forward to it.
Hmm.
I know this is something that Trey talked about yesterday, and it did actually happen.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly money too.
Yep,
I said he's gonna get 550,000.
yep. Kyrie Irving was fine. This was probably about 4 or 5 o'clock yesterday, our time, Central Standard Time. It was brought down that Kyrie Irving was fined $50,000 for his actions of flipping the bird to the fans in Game One. I know you spoke of it. I know Ron spoke of it. Um, was it Ron or somebody else? It was someone else.
Just
Do
me and
you?
Ron.
It was Applewhite. It was
Apple
Applewhite.
Watch. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel that it was warranted, Dre, the
Yes,
fifty thousand
the
dollar
fine.
fine?
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. It was like it basically was. Yeah. So you gotta think, Anthony. He's a He's a brand. He's a product of the organization, and so he didn't just it wasn't a one time incident. Like he did it uh the first time, then he did it the second time with the double bird and all the
Mhm.
antics and stuff like that. Like he just continued to do it. And then of course we just like Patrick Beverly when he did his post game, he got on there with explicit and stuff like that. Not explicit as what Kyrie did, and even though Kyrie was more so given a example of what it is that he was hearing and what he was feeling. But you know, saying he laid his own a couple of times. So at the end of the day, he was just they have to do something to stop it. Like if Kyrie wants to lose that money, then continue to do it. Feel free. Um, he lost a lot at the beginning of the season anyway with the holdout. So I mean, at this point, I think it was warranted. I
Okay.
understand like the fans do what they do, but at the end of the day,
Mhm.
like you said, the players are held to a higher
So what do
standard.
you? I get it, Trey, but so what do you expect the player to do, though? I'm gonna be a devil's advocate, right?
Sticks and
If you're a player,
stones, they break my
oh
bones,
my
but
God, bro, we ain't
words
in
have
elementary school.
never hurt me.
We're not in elementary school, bro. Like at some point, Trey, at some point, that stuff gets on your nerves. That stuff and you hear the people that have that have floor seats. You can hear everything they say, bro. They're like right there. Some people even have the audacity when you're down the court to even stand up and say something to you. Like, come on, bro. Like, what is it? What is a player to do, bro? Okay. So I got it. You saying he got fined for his actions for flipping the bird more than once to the fans. So as a player or as a coach, what do you tell him to do? How does a player deal with disgruntled and disrespectful fans?
Keep it pushing. Mental
How?
fortitude, resiliency. Let them talk. That's what they're there for. Is a mental. They do it because it's supposed to be uh, a
It's a way to
mental.
take them out their
Yeah,
game. I get it.
yeah.
I
So
mean, KD said it too. KD, but you don't realize. Do you realize some of the things that they be disrespectful, Trey? They be
yeah,
real
they
disrespectful,
say any and everything to sit up and get you to get a
right? To get you
reaction.
out your game, right? Absolutely,
True that,
absolutely.
and
But then when do
I think
you
it
hold a
works.
fan accountable though?
Again, it's just can you be arrested for yelling obscenities about at a, police officer?
Can you? I don't know. Can you be
I,
arrested for
I
that?
I don't think you can, but of course, a police officer will react in the case of how uh, Kyrie reacted. You know, what I'm
But
saying
he, but this is the thing.
it eats
I
at you
get
true
it.
enough,
Can
but
but I get
it's
it.
not a
But
it's
there's a
not a
difference
law.
though, Trey. There's a
Hmm.
difference. You saying if you're yelling at obscenities at a person. What if we talking about a gesture? A gesture. He didn't say anything. He just gave him the bird. That's
Yeah,
it.
but
A couple of times. He
that's
gave him
no
the birds a
different.
couple of times.
That's no
If you
different
so
than.
be honest. So be honest, Trey. You from LA or you from Cali. If y'all
Hmm.
gave 5 the finger, which I'm sure y'all did out there in Cali, especially when it was F the police. You know what I'm saying? You know, song came on. I know y'all was throwing up the finger. Like, should you have been fined for that? Should you get in trouble for that?
So
We know
again, like I said,
NWA. Don't go there, Trey. We know NWA did. We know we watched
yeah,
the movie.
you see what happened. You see what happened. You see what
We
happened.
see we seen the movie. We seen the movie.
But so what I was about to say is like true enough, you can't be. I mean, in the case like you just said that when you
Freedom
said
of
like with
speech, freedom
NWA,
of yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
NWA decided to do it, and but there was an injunction in place to where they were not supposed to say to play that song, and
Right,
that injunction was in place. So of course, when they played the song, they were in violation of the injunction, and that's why they got arrested. So when
right.
you look at it. In the times in which you hear a lot of times where people be like F the police or you know what I'm saying or all this at the third
Mm-hmm.
those individuals it's freedom of speech, they say what they say, the police up and take it when they got the shields on and doing the riots and stuff like that. So until you touch that officer is it where they sit up and take when they
Right.
decide to saying take action. Of
Mm-hmm.
course everyone is human, and most of the times you might not get you might not touch an officer, you might hurl those expletives at them, and in that case it strikes a nerve and emotion is enacted, and then they might come at you, grab you, and be like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying?" And that doesn't make, and that's the same thing in the gestures. Of course, we know you have verbal and nonverbals, and yes, he didn't say anything, but he did present a nonverbal gesture in which it was understood, and we knew exactly what he meant by the
Right.
nonverbal gesture, and he did it a plenty. And you know,
Right.
saying and so that's just what it is. It is unfortunate, but that's what it's not saying that the fans shouldn't be held to a standard, but that's what the fans comes to the outside of coming to see. We all hear the term the sixth man or the 12th man, and
12th man for Seattle out there, Seattle.
that's usually the fans that are there to enact something, whether it's just being loud, those who are close enough saying things to kind of like throw the players off and get them, saying to where it's like, and then we had some instances where fans have been kicked out or they, saying they have been banned by their arenas for those exact
Mm-hmm.
reasons. But at the end of the day, the fan is that's what you're doing, and it's no different. Higher standard. If we think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Service members. We've been to plenty of places in which we probably was not wanted. So let's take in consideration going down to MSR in MSR Tampa in Iraq, and you got all the little kids and stuff that's on the side of the road, but you're not driving, you're walking, you're on foot soldier walking or going to go through a city, and then you have the little kids that are sit up and saying all the things, or the people was like F you, saying go home American and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you were caught on camera flicking off one of those children that was saying that, it's a problem. If CNN was in the building and was
Mm-hmm.
filming and they caught, saying,
Caught you flicking,
Private
giving the bird to
Private
yeah.
Davis giving the bird to one of the kids or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, then
Mm-hmm.
there's problems, there's trouble, and that's because why? Because you're a service member, you hold a certain standard, and you're
Standard,
expected
right.
to uphold that standard regardless of what's going on. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's the same thing, and was for the NBA players or football players and all that in any case in the matter. So it's just one of those things. Yes, I know they threw. It's no different, and the same thing. I mean,
They do something
what?
at Kyrie?
Well, I don't know if they did. I'm very. Well, I thought he had said something else because I had a flashback of being thrown at something thrown at as a
No.
service member. But no, but they but in any case, they might have. I wouldn't doubt
It's
that.
not. It definitely wouldn't be unheard of.
Yeah. So
Definitely wouldn't be unheard of. Was he taunting the fan? I don't think so. Pratt Stanton. I don't think he was taunting the fan. And like he said, there was times where Spike Lee and Reggie Miller got into it because, like I said, Spike Lee kept floor seats in MSG. So there was a few times. Oh, you responded to Key. I see. I understand. There's a few times where Spike Lee got into it with a few players, but I think they were all friendly type. You know what I'm saying? It was never anything out of, there were a couple times where it was face to face type stuff, but I don't think it ever got out of hand in that aspect, Key. But um,
Just like you
I
said,
personally,
Russell Westbrook being the key, like he's going on record to talk about it plenty of times of what the outcome has
oh,
been.
right. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Understand? Oh yeah, when Westbrook he did get something thrown at him. He
yeah,
did get
he
something
got
thrown
something
at him.
thrown out, but it's been those times like he's been on talking about okay, yeah, I understand, but people start to cross the line. They start talking
That
about
part,
I
he
won't
did
kill
talk
your
about
wife,
that.
I won't
Right.
f your wife. You
Yeah,
know, saying your
they
kids, your
disrespected his family.
children, like yeah.
So
So
there you
he's
go.
trying to
So there you go, Trey. What about those instances where they disrespected, like you said, Westbrook's family? Like, what do you expect the person to do? These fans don't give a damn. They say whatever the hell they want to say.
get
So
under
do
your
you
skin.
expect
Yeah,
Russ to do you expect Russ or do you expect whatever? Let's go back to your example. Let's go back to your example. One of them kids out there while we deploy comes up to you and says, "F your mother, your mother, your wife, and your kids." You just gonna be cool with just letting that roll, huh?
yeah.
You just gonna be like,
And that is yeah, it's like you're like you're here in Iraq. I live in the United States. Chances are you will never meet you. I'm sure you don't
facts.
know.
We
I'm
got
sure
that.
you don't know my mom or anything like that. So
But
I
we
can still
all
be
have
keeping. I
feelings
can
though,
be.
Trey.
I agree. I understand that, but I'm very sure I can keep it pushing. I'm probably gonna laugh at him and keep it pushing and like yes sir. You know what I'm saying? But like all right. You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna laugh. That's what I'll find that funny. Like okay, and laugh and keep it pushing. Um, and go on from there.
You know, I don't know. For me, man, I'm gonna be completely honest. Um,
Did you
if
have a
I can,
situation with that? I mean, I I remember. So I understand this right before I became before I became a culinary specialist. I was in field artillery.
and tell them kids no
And
more.
we can't. I can assure you, you can't do that, Anthony. That's something we definitely don't want to be caught on
Anthony,
camera saying.
no, definitely. Talking about don't fall asleep.
I understand. I
That part,
understand. I
that
get
part
it.
understand. That's
That
part understanding.
that's
That
where
part,
that
bro.
mental fortitude and that resiliency comes into play.
Bro, but keep it. Hold on, Trey. But keep in mind now. You say you've been there. You army, so you know when you do this tour, what are you doing? You're doing at least a year, maybe even 18 months.
Yes.
So say this is
I
eight
went through
months in.
all four facets: 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, 15 months. I did them all.
Okay, so say you 8 months in. Eight
Hmm.
months in, you ain't even done, and you got to do a 16 month or 18 month tour. You
Hmm.
8 months in, you haven't had an opportunity to go on R&R yet. The frustration in this building. You, your father's been hit 4 and 5 times a night, and you run across this kid, bro. I'm like, listen, everybody's not built that way. Everybody
Everyone has a break point.
has. Hmm?
I said everyone has a point, but I just
Oh
that's
yes,
for me. That would have
everybody
been
has a point, a limit. Everybody has a
yeah.
limit.
That wasn't. I think for me, that wouldn't have been nowhere close. That would even scratch the surface for me. I would. That would
Oh
even
my
register.
god,
That
you
wouldn't
better
even
than me,
register
bro.
for me. That would
You
not
better
even
than me.
register for me.
You better than me, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest. I feel where you. I see where Freddie going with this, and I totally understand. I believe in picking my own battle. When I choose to go special ops, I knew exactly the opposition I was in. I caught the tail end of a very few black SF guys, and we went through trying situations together. But I knew what I was there for, and it wasn't for the men, but for the uniform in my family. Everybody can't handle pressure. It's not wrong, but recognize what you did. Appreciate that, Freddie. Appreciate that. You do have to
After
battle. You do, but man, some battles are so hard to run away from. Just pass the kid and need them say, "Sorry, didn't mean to do that." Are you,
Anthony,
Anthony?
Anthony,
That dude there,
Anthony,
bro.
I sure hope you don't have a daycare center that you run.
Anthony is like and man, Anthony is like not Steve Harvey, but
Kevin Hart.
what was his? No, the other comedian,
Cat
dark
Williams.
skinned that passed. Who?
Oh
No,
no,
the
not
one that
Cat
passed
Williams.
away. Passed away. Dark skinned brother.
Robert Harris.
No, they did the Kings of Comedy.
Oh, Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac. Anthony's like Bernie. Anthony Price is like Bernie Mac. He's like, I'll fuck a kid up. I'll kid up. Anthony don't care, bro. Anthony be like, I'm sorry. Nigga, get over here. Get over here. Anthony don't care, bro. Anthony. I'm with you though, Anthony. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
Y'all
I ain't
on.
mad at
Y'all on. Y'all on.
you. Anybody who square up to me can get.
Like, like script. So look at
Anthony's
this,
a
right?
fool,
Look at
bro.
this, right? I had a situation. I had a situation, right? And this is kind
Right,
of decent. This I had a situation to where I was a platoon sergeant. I had a situation to where I had to go inspect one of the soldiers' homes, right? And
right.
while I inspected this soldier's home, while I inspected the soldier home, we came across some discrepancies. So we had to leave and come back. And so when we came back, the soldier was there with his kids. And so while there with his kids, of course, I walk in. But that was back in the when we used to wear sweatpants. Sweatpants is baggy, and, saying
Mhm.
a t-shirt. And so I walked in, and the kids looked at me and said, "Why you look so jakey?" So,
I'm
so
right here. Right
yeah.
here, I'm like, right at that moment, I'm bust a move. I'm like,
the
bust a
kid,
move. I'm just
the
like,
kid
look,
is
stay
like, and
right here, bro.
not to mention, I'm here to bring this family some food on my
Mm.
day off.
And you
E-
ungrateful little son.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And not to mention, I even
Oh
won.
shit.
I think I had to leave a movie early because the first one I was like, hey, bro, just I need you to go over there and get this taken care of. So I'm in the
Right.
middle of the movies, looking at the movie on my weekend to go grab this family some food out my refrigerator, out my freezer to go. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as I pull up on the scene, here's one of his children tell me I look jakey. And for one, I'm trying to figure out where the hell did you get this jakey from? Like, what have you been watching to where you know what the term jakey is? So definitely one of those
Bruh,
situations in which,
again,
yeah.
again, I'm just like, what's that? Bust a move, bust a motherfucking move. I'm telling you, oh man, they are is some disrespectful kids out there, Anthony. I totally
So
agree with you, AP.
of course, Bishop.
I totally agree with you, bro.
As we stated earlier before, we did tell everyone that we was going to have a special guest representing the Houston Energy. Let's say we had to allow they while they out doing big things, so saying they decide to pull up as we get ready to fall into the into like the and talk a little NFL as some things out there in the NFL we got to discuss. But I'll let you do the honors, Bishop. Go ahead, sir.
Hey man, yes, real quick, man. Without further ado, man, let us introduce to you another. We've had the pleasure of having another female full contact football player join First Formation. With that being said, let me introduce to all of y'all G Solo of the Houston Energy.
What's good, G? What's good? What's good with you?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
we
yeah.
hear
We
you
got you. We
fine.
got
What
you.
up, G? What up, G? It's been a
Hey,
minute.
yes.
So what's going on, G? What you we got? Matter of fact, hold up. I didn't get a chance to look. Did y'all get the W this weekend?
No, we didn't. It was a hard
What?
fight. We lost 30-34.
Oh, it was a close one. A close
Ooh.
one. Definitely
Yeah, close
because
game.
y'all smacked them the first game though, right? Y'all first game of the season, y'all was it was a blowout, wasn't it?
Right. First game we played Dallas, and then last weekend we played Arlington. Two different teams.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So, G, tell us about yourself. Go ahead and let the people know. Tell them all about G and tell them your journey, how you got to where you are, what you do, what's been going on, and how you ended up in the WFA, repping for the Houston Energy.
Okay, where you want me to start?
Hey,
Um,
have at
I
it.
guess I'll start with today. I'm
Okay.
in the vehicle. I'm not in the office. Most of you guys know we don't get paid like the NFL, so all of us have jobs. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we have to work. Matter of fact, after the game on Saturday, like some people have to go get prepared to work for the next day. So, I own an organizing cleaning company, so that's what I'm. That's why I'm in the car right now because I'm in the
Mm-hmm.
country. You guys won't be able to hear me. Um, my journey with football. So I had a traumatic childhood.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that another day because it's pretty long.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to see a psychiatrist, and even though that experience wasn't good for me, one thing that she told me was I needed an outlet to let all this anger out. I was playing basketball in high
Mm-hmm.
school, but in the 90s, football and women they just didn't go together, and I remember trying out for the football team, and I remember the boys would threaten me like, hey, if you try to play, we gonna hurt you on purpose. So I kind of like fell back from football, not knowing the gift that I had. I just said, okay, this is a boys sport, I'm gonna let them have it.
Mm-hmm.
um Fast forward, I moved to Texas. I had 4 kids, one son
Mm-hmm.
and 3 girls. My son was playing little league at the time, and my daughter came up to me and asked me if she could play football.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, "Wow, that amazed me." So I went to the little league that they were playing in, and I had asked the coach. And just like I got let down, she got let down. But I said, "No, I need to be an advocate for my daughter."
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "I tell you what, put her in any position, uh, let her try just one play." I said, and one play, and if she works, I said let her play for the season. And so he betted me. They put her at middle linebacker, downset hut. She ran through the quarterback. And
Uh-huh.
of course, they young, so all the kids like, oh no, he got hit by a girl. But I knew it was something more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out to Brian Wiggins. I had Googled him. I said, let me show my daughter that one day women football will be big. Brian Wiggins is the owner of Houston Energy. Reached out to him, told him my goals and admirations, and I've been playing for him since 2011.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay.
so this is my 11th year playing football. There's one more person on our football team that's been playing for 11 years. I'm 40. I'm up there in age. It's different when men playing, at a older age versus women. Like now, I'm sore. I'm still sore from the game Saturday. Had to, grind it out. We had practice last night. You had to go full with pads and running. So, it's just the life that I chose, but I love it.
What's the position you play? Let them know what position you play. G.
I play D tackle. On any given day, I may be on the O line, playing left, right guard. It just depends wherever my coaches need me.
Okay. 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 So it's this. I know someone asked the question. How many in the comments? How many broken bones have you had playing?
You know what? I've been blessed. I have never broken. No, I'm lying. I was about to say never. I broke my rib cage in Canada.
Woo.
Yeah, we played Canada, and man, we took a bus, so I want to say that was like a 28-hour ride. Um, I felt it, but I didn't feel it, And my coach was like, "Well, no, we're gonna take you to the ER," and I was like, "No, we done lost the game. I don't want my teammates waiting." I said, "I'm gonna just ride it out." So by the time we made it back to Houston, and I went and
Every
got
bump.
X-rays, the doctor was like, "Do you know that your rib cage is broke?" And I was like, "No, I don't feel it." So I did break my rib cage, but other than that, no, I've been blessed. I had an injury at work. I broke my ankle,
Hmm.
and so I have metal rods in my ankle. But on the football field, I've only broke my rib cage. I think that was in 2013,
Hmm.
and after that, I've been blessed not to break anything else.
Mm. Whew, she took a broken rib, man. I bruised my ribs. You know how painful that is, bruh. Oh my gosh.
I've
It,
never,
Oh,
I've never broken any ribs, and I don't look forward to doing something of that nature. But
I'm
I can only imagine.
I
oh
mean, you
my!
guys can't relate, but I mean,
It hurt when you
I've
breathe.
given birth to 4 kids,
Okay, well, yeah.
So I
naturally.
heard, yeah,
Yes,
So
you
I
know
heard
what?
that's the worst of
You know,
all pains.
you
Yeah, I
know
heard
what I
that's
said.
the worst of all
It's
pains.
just like how we be talking about. Hey, it's cold here. Then we look at Ron, and he's like, "Oh, you live in Alaska." So it's like
Yeah,
yeah,
you talk about broken
yeah.
ribs, and then you're saying you shouldn't birth
He done had four
four
kids.
humans. Yeah,
Yeah,
four
yeah,
humans.
yeah,
yeah. So yeah, well, broken
It, you
ribs ain't nothing. That's like a sprain. That's just like a
know,
sprained
spring
ankle
ankles.
for
Yeah,
her.
so
Yeah,
and
that ain't nothing.
it goes to show how what it'd be like for a man to have a kid. When I'm talking about, man,
More
I had a bruised
bruised
rib,
than
and I was like, oh my god. So it's like,
yeah,
okay, say
that part.
man issues, my
Yeah,
fault. You know, what I'm saying I stand corrected. So
yeah, yeah. Look, even Lestat said he had a hairline fracture on one rib, and he was down for the count for
yeah,
one
so
rib, and he was down for the count.
you know,
This woman
say yeah,
broke her rib
my fault,
cage.
my fault. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. So
yeah.
uh,
I had to show people the X-ray. Like they didn't believe me. Like you rode from Canada back to Houston with a broken
Whew,
rib, and I was like,
28
yeah,
hours.
actually, it
Whew,
broke in 2 places.
for
So
28 hours.
I
You
got
rode
the
28
X-ray to
hours.
show it.
Oh my God, 28 hours. Yeah. Dudes, we would have been able to coach. Yeah. I don't care about the players. I don't
I
care
was
about the
just
team. They
thinking,
can
I
win.
was like, I
Now,
was
they
thinking.
can win. They would get me to the hospital. They can
I was
wait.
sitting
I
there
don't
thinking
care
to
what y'all
myself,
do. Drop
like,
the ball.
man,
They
like
can wait.
Rod, like, no, coach, we good, go ahead, go back. And everyone like, oh,
Yeah. You
oh.
feeling everything,
Yeah, I
bro.
felt it. I
Yeah.
stood
You
up
feeling
for a
everything.
while. I felt it.
Can't sleep because you can't probably get comfortable.
Yeah.
Oh, nope. Nope. Not going to be able to do it. Yep. Coach. I'm
Not
with you.
gonna
Let's
do
go to
it.
the
Not
emergency
gonna
room. I'm
do it.
with you, coach.
Yeah,
Let's go.
go
I'm
ahead.
with it. Let's go.
Like
Hey,
they just
hey,
gonna
sit down.
suck it up.
Yeah.
Like if you had threw more
We're a team.
if you had threw more touchdowns, we wouldn't have lost. We would be sitting here like, no. That's what everything come out. You know, everything come out,
Yeah.
especially after a
Got
loss
me
like
playing the O
this.
line. No, I play the D line. Coach, it's your fault.
Yeah. So,
Coach,
you know,
it's your fault.
so
But
G,
so G,
what? Oh, go ahead, Bishop.
no, go ahead, Trey. You got it.
I was about to ask. So, G, what you as we always have people coming here, we always want to know where you at with. So, what's your teams? Who do you rep when it comes down to sports outside of Houston Energy? Who else are you repping? Who you rocking with?
Oh, you talking about NFL?
Yeah,
Yeah.
NFL. Who you rocking with?
I am a 49ers fan. I don't want to hear.
Hey,
Lord.
let's go! Bang bang
Oh
Niner
Lord.
gang.
Here
Let's
we
go.
go.
Let's
And
go.
my dad is a Raider fan. Like he's a ride to
Mhm.
die Raiders fan, and so my dad passed in September, and so I will be leaning, for the Raiders. For my dad, he watched every game regardless who was playing. So
Mhm.
yes, 49ers is my first. Raiders is my second.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Well,
okay.
first off, condolences and may your dad rest in peace. Um, are you from Cali?
I'm not. I'm from Dayton, Ohio.
So how did you find a Cali team
Stop
to be
playing,
your
man.
team?
Don't even G. Don't ask him what his team is, where he's from, and see what
Don't
he
No,
worry
think.
about that.
it's okay. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna have to Google the year because I don't know if it was 88, 89, but the 49ers played. If I don't know, but they was in the Super Bowl. Whoever they played,
Mm-hmm.
it might have been Green Bay. I don't remember, but I was young and I didn't know like offense, defense, and I just loved the way they hit. Like their defense was powerful, and I was like, man, I love that. Like
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you able to hit somebody, take your frustration out, like and win a Super Bowl. Like I love that.
Oh.
So after that game, like I just started studying, the 49ers. Like I didn't know positions, but I love the defense. And as I got older, like I learned the positions and I really love the linebacker. I know Ray Lewis don't play for neither one of those teams, but I love to watch him play. Like I just
Mm-hmm.
love the linebacker position. So I'm faithful, I'm loyal. So once I'm stick to something, as long as you don't mess over me, like I stay down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see,
That's what's up.
that's great. What about basketball? Any basketball teams? Anything you rocking with?
Um, I would say the Lakers only because of Magic Johnson. Once again, when I was younger, Bishop,
You're
you
killing me.
okay over there?
You killing me, G. You
Oh,
killing me, cause you pouring for all this dude. Do you see this dude over here? He love it. He is sopping this stuff up, man. Cause you picked both of his teams, both
Bishop, who
of
you
his
like?
teams.
You a New York fan or something? You a Nick fan or something? What's
So,
wrong?
so I'm a Brooklyn fan for basketball. My Brooklyn Nets is my basketball team, but
Okay, okay.
my football team is Philadelphia Eagles. They are Philadelphia
Oh,
Eagles.
okay, okay.
So, but uh, man, okay. But you like the
I mean,
Lakers because of Magic.
I
I
do
got you.
rock with LeBron. You know, I've been rocking with
Because he can
LeBron like
wow. Right.
before he went to
Yeah, see,
Cleveland.
I'm
You know,
agree. Yeah,
before he was even in the NBA. You know, so I do like certain players, but like if we was betting, you know, like I'm rooting for the Lakers.
Okay. Okay. So you right now you feeling real down and out right now because the Lakers are not in the playoffs, right?
see, here you go.
No, I'm not because I'm focused on my football season, so I'm not down there.
You focus on your football season. I feel you. I totally feel you. I totally feel you. Well, that's good, man. We're happy to hear that. You know what I'm saying? That we've had another. We just had a young lady. I don't know if you saw it on last week, last Thursday or Friday. We had a young lady who was out of El Paso,
Yeah,
who's
play for
also
the Sun City Stealth.
yes, the Sun City stealth. Is it the stealth? I thought it was some type of bird. But anyway,
Stealth,
Y'all
anyway,
need
but
to
it's
they
get
it's
owl,
time
ain't it?
out. Time out.
wait
Y'all got
what?
to get those teams right.
It's
Yeah. It's
it's the Sun City Stealth. It is. It's
oh,
the
okay,
Sun City Stealth.
okay, okay.
Okay.
But they got an owl on they on in the owl or something on their
True.
shirt or something.
Yeah, we know owls are supposed to be stealth at night. Like
Right,
it's like
right.
what the
Got
funniest thing I ever talk about. So owls, I never knew one. I never knew how quiet an owl was. Two, I never knew how big owls were. So I was
yeah,
sitting.
they
And
can
it
get
was funny.
huge.
It was funny. I was sitting up on doing in Bosnia, deployed to Bosnia, sitting in one of the towers in Bosnia. And what happened was, while I was sitting there, I turned my head looking one way, and then when I turned back, the owl swooped in and landed and perched on something. And so I'm, saying, I'm young private. I'm my weapon. I'm trying to like, oh wait, hold up. Saying I'm getting ready to lock and load and everything. And then and I looked. I was like, wait, hold up. I was like, I almost started an incident off an owl. Like, and this
Oh my
thing
god.
was huge. I was like closing. It was hot up in that dang in that tower. I was closing windows, and I was like, I'm just going to have to sit up here and burn up because I don't know what that thing is. But yeah, so yes, but yeah, Sun City Stealth.
Yeah, she played one season with them out there in El Paso, and she was on the show last Friday, I believe it was Thursday, Friday, and she was explaining to us how she got into the game and stuff like that. So yeah, it's good to have uh, women who play a sport in which we all love, especially myself and Trey, football, because we both football connoisseurs. We both played football in the military. I played a little bit semi-pro as well, and things of that nature. So I've been playing football ever since I could play football. So I totally get it. So what is like? So you said you've been playing for what, 10 years, 11 years,
And
since
then
This my
2011,
11th season.
11 season. So what? How many teams are in your? So what league do you actually play for first?
I play for WFA. WFA is the long lasting pro football league standing for the women's football teams.
Okay, how long has it been around?
WFA started in 2009.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
okay. Okay, so you 2 years, you came on board 2 years later after it started its inauguration. So, how's your team fared since they're since the start? Like, have y'all won some championships? Like, what is y'all record? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all
Yeah,
looking like?
so we won a championship in 2018. We was with the IWFL then.
Okay.
Before I came on board, Houston Energy won three
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowls.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Uh I want to say 2002, 2003, and 2005.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Brian Wiggins has some Super Bowls under his belt. My goal is to retire after my 15th season. So I have 4 more seasons to go. My goal is to try to get 3 more Super Bowl rings in between that time. But it's a lot. Like I said, when it comes to women in football, we have a lot of sacrifices that we have to go through, to play. So God willing, if I'm able to, I do plan on staying to my 15th season. Praying to get some more Super Bowls.
That's
So
what's up. That's what's
after
up.
after after your 15th season, so for to say, or would you be willing to go into like a different role, like coaching or something like that, or
Oh, most definitely. If not coaching, so I do a lot like as far as bonding, getting a team together. I reach out to a lot of people like trying to get fundraisers. So if it's not coaching, it'll be the business side of it, helping my coach. Cause Brian Wiggins, like he's the owner and he does everything, like literally everything by himself. And so I do my best now as a
been there,
player
done that?
to, help him out. So once I'm done playing, that is my goal. Hopefully in 4 to 5 years, we will be able to be on the scale of NFL, league. I won't leave my team. I was born, Houston Energy birthed me, they raised me. So I won't leave, even if we do get that far as the NFL, but I will definitely stay within my team.
So how
You
close
remember
are y'all? How close are
uh,
y'all, or how do you feel? Excuse me, about women's football and not receiving, I guess, uh, maybe for a better term, the respect in which you feel like y'all deserve as women football contact players.
I have mixed feelings. So with me being on you guys' show today, like I'm very honored. I'm appreciative. This is what drives me to get the word out. Um, here it is, my 11th season, and when I tell people I play football, the first thing they say is, "Oh, is it lingerie?"
Yep.
And you get offended, like, no, like why we can't play 11 on 11, and then I show my pick, like, no, we're fully padded, we're tackled.
Right.
Um, Another thing, like I said, my daughter wanted to play football, and just now people hit me up on Facebook like my daughter wants to play. My daughter loves that you guys are playing. So that motivates me. I remember being in middle school and we had to write an essay what you want to do when you grow up. And I dreamed of having WNBA. And
Okay.
so by the time I got out of high school, we had a WNBA.
mm-hmm.
Right.
Just think about all the women that has played before me with the same goal,
Right.
and it hasn't came to life yet.
Right.
Um, so sometimes we have mixed feelings, and what I need people to understand is we're not saying that we could go up against JJ Watt. We're not saying that we can throw better than the best QB in the world. What we're saying is that we play too. People have to understand that every woman that plays football has a story. Some women have been molested, some women have been raped, some women have been abused, some women have had a drug addiction. Some women have had to watch their parents have a drug addiction. And so this is therapy for us.
Right.
There's not one person that I know that came on the field and didn't have a story.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to tell their story, and I'm thankful for my coach Brian Wiggins because like I said, we'll go into my story another day, but just my traumatic experiences, football is what drove me. I had my kids to be my motivation not to do stupid stuff, and end up in jail, but man, when football came, it's my therapy. It puts me in just a whole nother mind frame. I don't need a counselor. I have football.
Right.
Um, and men probably go through the same thing. Like you guys deal with a lot, and you're able to just throw it out on the field. Like I just can't explain that feeling. But it's more to us than football. Like think about it. We're out here playing and we're not getting paid. Like
Right.
I have to find sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to get up and go to work. So what if I'm tired? So what
Mm-hmm.
if I'm sore?
Mm-hmm.
Think about if a teammate, we had a teammate Saturday, her wrist got broken.
Mm-hmm.
Our opponent, she fell, our opponent stepped on her wrist, like, on purpose. And so think about her life outside of football, like how she's going to work, how she going to provide for her family. So
Right.
as a woman football player, like sometimes it's frustrating, sometimes it's exciting, like it's just an emotional roller coaster. And it's irritating when you do have a conversation with a person and they be like, oh, well, y'all just out there just to have fun. Like, no, some people, this is their life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
um i I just can't emphasize how important it is for the women that play football.
Okay. Okay, so do you feel as though that y'all have taken steps since 2009 for the WFA? Do you think y'all have taken steps toward maybe someday soon being able to be paid players?
I think every league is stepping to closer and closer. Like just look at the NFL. Look at how, we have female refs now in the NFL. We
Yep.
have two or three women NFL coaches. So I think that we have came a long way. I just think it's about the money and the ego. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you men have a big ego, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, so it's hard. Don't look like that. Y'all do.
We do.
Y'all have
Yeah.
a big ego, and it affects the women. I give you an example. There I've had several men that wanted to date me, but they feel like I play women football, like that's too much for them. Like they just nut up, like dang, women playing football, that's a man's sport. And
Hmm.
I'd be like, okay, no problem, deuces, I'm not the one for you. But just
So
men's
do you feel like that
attitude,
makes you? Do you feel like they feel like you're too what masculine? Which I know that can't be the case. But do you feel like that's what they feel, or do you feel like they feel it's like okay, she's a female full contact football player. It's not the woman I would expect because I know it is. If they're approaching you, obviously they're approaching you initially because of how you look. You know what I'm saying? Um, um, and then secondly, once they hear that you are an actual athlete who plays full contact football, you think they take a step back because of their what?
their ego. um Yes, I mean I do like I don't know. I've seen it personally one on one, like their attitude shift. I see how some men are intimidated. And me
Mm,
personally, I know how to wear different hats. I could put on some Timberlands one day, or later on that night I know how to throw on some heels. The next night I may be in some cleats. So us as
versatile.
women, we know how to wear different hats. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's that time for me to be feminine, I know how to be feminine.
Right.
Um, I know how to allow a man lead if he's leading correctly. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
um, some men out here, like as far as football, I think some of them are intimidated. I think when they look at women as a whole playing football, they like kind of pout like a little kid, like, no, that's our sport. Y'all can't have
Mm,
this sport. But
right.
if if enough men like just put their head together, there's money in women's football. My coach, Brian Wiggins, he used to play for the North Carolina Panthers, and
Mm,
he budgets everything. Like, yeah, we have to pay a sponsorship, but if we don't pay, Brian foots the bill, you know. And we have people that come out and see us. Like our tickets are $10, 15 at the gate. We're not charging these $100 to $1,000 tickets, as the NFL. But
Hmm.
there's money to be made if enough people got together to invest in us. And so right now, women are investing in ourselves. And I do believe that you have to invest in yourself before someone else invests in you. But if the men just, you know, got on the same train with us, I think we would be as big as the NFL.
Okay, okay. So, as how many other organizations outside besides the WFA are there for women's for the women's tackle football?
If I'm not mistaken, it's five. It's the WFA,
Mm-hmm.
the WNFC,
Mm-hmm.
uh there's I think maybe two leagues like that's outside of the country. If I'm not mistaken, it's like four or five of us.
I know it's been because I'm here in the Louisiana area currently,
Okay.
in which I know
We be down there in a few weeks.
yeah, I'm tracking. I'll probably pull up. I'll probably pull up. So
Okay.
when you see like G G, you know what I'm saying? They'll be like, "Who's this lame?" So, but yeah, uh, and which I knew about the WFA for a while because long, long, long time ago. I used to date a chick, and she played for the St. Louis Slam. So that was
Okay.
my first. That was my first integration into the the women's football alliance, knowing her and knowing them and watching them play and stuff like that. So that was the first thing. So that's when I first started seeing it. But back then, y'all had a a whole lot of teams. Like I look at the WFA as the ABA of women's football because there's like so many teams
Right.
around. Like I know a team started while I was up in Washington. The Tacoma Trauma
Hmm.
was a team, and then of course, but like you said, it was around the same time in which you had the lingerie football league because that was still going on around there. So and that's what people gravitate to for the most part. Which is of course interesting. So Bishop, think about it. Wasn't I just having a conversation with you about something yesterday
About what?
about what she was just talking about,
In
or a team
regards.
and all that type of stuff?
Oh
He
yeah,
cut
yeah,
out.
yeah.
I don't think he heard me.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
I take my hat off to y'all. I take my hat off to all WFA women playing football because that's being a football player myself. Um, I know what you're dealing with. I know how you feel. Um, Even with me playing flag football and being up there in age, I just stopped playing flag football like a year or so ago. And like you said, you're at an age where it takes longer for you to recover from games and stuff like that. The soreness lasts a little bit longer, and things of that nature because of age and stuff like that. But I really, really, really applaud y'all for standing by what y'all believe in and wanting to change things for women in football. I have yet. I'm ashamed to say, but I have yet to make it out to a women's football game. I've been planning on making it out to some. I definitely wanted to come out there and check one of y'all's out. We was just out there in Houston the weekend, y'all. I think it was that first game y'all played. I didn't know about it. If I had known, I probably would have made it because I was out there in Houston for the Sling Experience um, 2 weekends ago, and I missed it. And I found out about y'all's game after the game, and I was like, dang, if I'd have known, I'd have came to it. But I'm waiting and anticipating to make a game. I definitely want to check it out and see firsthand just how well and how good y'all do out there on the gridiron because I've yet to have an opportunity to do that. So I'm excited about it. I definitely want to see. Definitely be sure to let us know when you play again. I heard you going out there to Louisiana, so I'm sure Trey gonna make it out there to check out your game. I'm definitely gonna have to come down there. There's no so how many teams are in the alliance?
I don't know. You're gonna have to Google because I mean, I personally just be worried about Houston Energy, but uh, we deep. WFA is deep. Like I told you guys
Okay.
earlier, they are the longest, lasting, standing women's football league. I want to say it's probably,
I think it's 50 teams or a little over 50
yeah,
teams.
it's
50?
Yeah.
yeah, we're deep.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
we're
Oh,
deep.
oh, I didn't know it was that many.
No,
Wow,
Yeah,
it's 50
that's a
teams.
lot.
It's about 50 teams or whatever case like, and a lot of them. It's a lot in Texas, bro. Like there's another the Houston Power or is in Houston, and then you got of course the Dallas teams, the Arlington team. It's a couple of them. It's about 50 broken down into different divisions.
right.
So how many games do y'all play, G?
I think because of the pandemic, like they've cut us short. We used to play 10 games. I think last year we was at 8. This year
Okay.
we're at 6.
Oh wow.
And then you have the playoffs, and then there's the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And another thing that people have to understand is it takes money to run, right? So a football team may start this year, but then next year they may fold. They may say they can't afford it.
Right.
And so that's why sometimes you have all these teams or playoffs. We've been in the playoffs where a team say, "Hey, we can't afford to make it to y'all." And we've
Dang.
just advanced to the next playoff because they couldn't afford to come
Wow.
to us. Yeah. And it's it's unfortunate, but we love the game, so we make the
Right.
sacrifices to
It's
go.
like we got to play for this. It's like, hey, we playing for this number one seed. If we don't get this number one seed, our season's over. Like, like
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
They
you have to look
do.
at
Like you gotta you so take Houston Energy for instance. When I first started out, like my sponsorship was 1,500. I had 4 kids at the time, it was a lot, like dang, but I made it happen, and fast forward till today, our sponsorship is only 600, but if you break it down, when the coach is spending $4,000 to $5,000 each home game, our 600 is nothing. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like
right,
he's not making any money off of this, like he's doing this for us, but it's really not for a profit. A helmet itself, we have like 5 different jerseys. We have
oh wow,
4 different helmets. So all the money that he's put in, we're not even tapping into what he's put in it. So
right,
just think about the teams that's less fortunate.
right,
Louisiana has had at least 3 or 4 teams that have started, and they had to stop. And it's
right,
not because they didn't want to play, it's because
right.
of finances. Like from where I stay to the practice field, it's at least 45 minutes to an hour, right? So
To go to practice?
I drive a Yukon. My truck is not less than $80 to fill up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So if I'm not having sponsors to sponsor me, that's $80 I have to fill up. I have to go out there twice a week and then wherever our game is.
Ooh wee. And how far? So it was Canada. Well, I'm assuming Canada was the farthest you've traveled.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Canada
Yeah.
was the furthest we traveled. We had put on a big fundraiser. We had got different sponsors, and so we all were able to come together and and go. I
Okay.
do believe in breaking bread together, and helping your sister out. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
firm believer of being your sister's keeper.
Mm-hmm.
So, I took on the big sister role, many, many years ago. And so like some of the girls, they really can't afford it, but they need to play football. I just secretly, behind closed doors, we just try to put our heads together and find ways to raise this money. Um, we sell tickets, that money goes to our sponsorship. We sell shirts, like I said, fundraisers. And me personally, like I just be honest with people, like, hey, this is what we do. This is how much this costs, this and this and this.
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to help?
Mm-hmm.
And some you get a slack for it. I had this one guy, he works for a big company. I didn't reach out to him, like he just found me on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
so he was just asking me questions, and when I broke it down to him, instead of him wanting to help, first thing he said is, well, we don't have no business playing football.
oh wow.
So I said, well, let me go on and unfriend you,
Right.
thank
Right.
you. But so you do
Right.
catch slack. But and don't get me wrong, none of us is not gonna choose either playing football or feeding our kids. You know what I'm saying? We're
Right.
not never
Right.
gonna do that, but it costs money. At the end of the
Absolutely.
day, it costs money.
Absolutely. I totally understand. We totally understand that. Somebody has a question for you, G. Anthony Price
Okay.
says, have you thought about being a coach once you retire from the game
Anthony,
or
where was
retire
you
from
at?
play?
I asked that question like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's okay. I just give him the short version. Hey, Anthony Price. Yes, I do plan on either coaching or being on the business side of the team once I'm finished.
Okay. 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 That's
So
what's up, man.
so let's do this. Let's shift it up a little bit, G. So being you said you were defensive tackle, you play with defensive line in the trenches, sometimes offensively. If you had an opportunity, who would you want to sack? What quarterback would you want to sack?
Women,
No, men. If you had an opportunity,
NFL.
Yeah.
NFL, what quarterback do you want to sack? No other. It's your time. You have the floor to sit up and come around the corner, rip up the middle. You know what I'm saying? Fight through. Who do you sack?
I ain't never been asked this question before. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. That's a hard question.
Yeah.
Cause reality, are they gonna let me get through? NFL them some big boys.
Hey,
I'm only 235. Like shit. Even when I was 290, I don't know if I could get through all them men.
it's
What
anything
if
is
what if what
possible.
if they what if they busted their assignment and you was able to
Yeah,
run
that's
free?
a blown
They
assignment. They not
And
even
I
blown
was
worried about you.
assignment,
free.
They not even worried
blown
about you.
free.
They just like,
You
oh,
had a free
it's
range
like
at a
that's like,
QB.
like
Yeah, they
you're
missed their
lined up.
assignment.
You're lined up
Yeah.
next to Aaron Donald. They're
Mm,
thinking we not going to worry about her. We going to double team Aaron, and they
yeah.
Right,
let you
right,
free.
right.
They let you in the gap. You in the gap. Who you sacking?
What's the quarterback in your eyes that you about to lay it to him?
Lay it down. All that anguish that you had. Y'all had
Yeah,
me out here driving on the bus for 28 hours with broken ribs.
that part.
Who you release to be so?
Stepped on my teammate's wrist. I'm finna
Yeah,
take
just
all
that.
this out on you.
I'm
I'm
gonna
taking
take
all
all
this
this
anger
out
out
of
on you.
you. Who gets it?
Yeah, who's getting that thrashing?
I don't know. I think Russell Wilson. I think I'll be able to get to him.
Okay,
Woo,
okay.
not Russ. Not
You
old
don't think
Russ.
so?
No, no, I'm not saying that. No, no, I'm saying I just think Sierra would have a problem with
Look, I
that.
mean, you could put him on the show. Let me meet him. We could get in the yard. We could play shit. I recruit Sierra. Sierra could come to Houston
I'm like,
sometime.
yes,
Did you
yeah,
see
let's
her
go, Sierra.
Sunday? Did
Yeah,
you
I
see
said,
Sierra
Sierra.
footwork
Yeah,
Sunday?
yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
she
come
need to
on.
be on somebody's football team.
Like
Oh yeah.
Sierra, let me go. I'll plow the fields for you, Sierra. Let her know. Hey, I got
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
sis.
Yeah.
I got you. Put her in the backfield.
Yeah,
Talk off tackle left. Let's go.
yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I feel you. I feel you. So, G, let me ask you this. So, where do you see the WFA in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, my goal, like if I had to say so,
Mm-hmm.
how we have the AFC and the NFC, I would love to see the WFA versus the WNFC, and all the other
Mm.
leagues just fall in line.
Mm.
Okay.
I think that would be like a hell of a collaboration. Uh, just two leagues. Everybody falls under. You pick. Do you want to go
Mm-hmm.
to the WFA? Do you want to go to the WNFC? And that's what I would love to see in the next 5 years, where we're having scouts. Where we're having drafts, and where these women can get paid.
So
So, my question.
it's
Go
oh
ahead,
go
sir.
ahead because I think I was
No,
about
you
to
got it.
say so it's funny right so of course the USFL started this weekend the
Mm-hmm.
XFL starts next year in which and then we know is the FCF and all these different leagues a whole bunch of leagues which are out there do you
For me,
would
yeah.
you prefer yeah would you as opposed to the competition aspect of it like you were just talking about because basically that's how the NFL became activated because there was the NFL and there was the AFL and then
Right.
one the USFL, and they all got eaten up, and now they're the NFL. Would you like to see something and more so in that to where it's like okay, the WNFC the WFA, and all those other leagues all combine and make a better product to where now you can push it to where because I was of course I do my research. I saw where the WFA connected with Cleveland and they had a women's clinic and things of that nature. So two-part question: does Houston do those type of things? And secondly, would you rather see it to where it's just one big league with just one big league for women's football?
No, I think if it was two leagues, I think one, we would get more exposure, and I think two, because people are competitive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we do now. We say, "Oh, this AFC team better than this NFC team." You know what I'm saying? So just naturally, we're all competitive. So I don't think it would work for us women if we just had one big league. And so I know WFA is the long-lasting women league, and I know the WNFC have just started, but they hit the ground and is running. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if we had the two leagues, then there you go with the competition. There you go with the more money. The more bets you will have more women playing because all those smaller leagues have joined forces with either the WFA or the WNFC.
Okay. Okay, go with your question, Bishop. I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead.
So no, no, you good. So my other question for you is that First, let me ask you this: do y'all get TV airtime in the WFA?
We're starting to, yes, we're starting to get airtime. It's nothing huge where, like, every Sunday we're gonna be on ESPN. We're not there yet, but yes, we're starting to get airtime.
Is it just local, or you can just or people everywhere can see y'all play, or what?
No, thankful for technology. It's getting spreaded around.
Okay, okay. So my question is, with that, um, how do you feel knowing that the other type of football, in regards to lingerie football, is getting more attention and more hype than regular women's full contact football?
Okay, before I answer that, have you ever been to a lingerie game?
I,
I
I, I
have.
have not. I have not been to a lingerie game at all. I
I
have
went to
not.
one. I went to one while I was. I went to the Seattle. It was the Seattle Rain. Like that was like 2015.
I seen like a little portion of it on TV. That's what made me ask about y'all TV exposure. But yeah, I seen like a portion. I haven't even watched a full game of lingerie football. I think, to me, I think it's just a mockery of the game, to be honest.
Right. So I was asking you before I answered because
Okay.
I'm a realist, right? So realistically, sex sells, right? And I'm not just saying
Right.
females, like men too. Sex
Right.
sells at any capacity. So the lingerie league is gonna always get more exposure than us because they don't have on any clothes. That
Right.
click clack that you hear, of course you're gonna hear it because it's not covered. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're hitting pads, but do you honestly feel like a woman playing lingerie league could go up against a person fully padded? You know what I'm saying? Like they're out
Hmm.
there for the entertainment. You know,
Right.
they're getting paid for the entertainment. I'm not knocking them with what they do. I remember when Houston first got their lingerie league. Um, Everybody has different morals and standards, right? And so I feel
Hmm.
like I'm a thick chick. I'm on the thicker side, and I don't have no business running up and down the field, letting everything out, and I'm only getting $100 a game. If
Mm.
I'ma sell myself for better than $100 a game. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
even before the pandemic, what can you really do with $100?
Nothing. You can't even buy gas, like you said. It's taking you $80 to fill up your truck.
Yeah, but
So
Right,
she said she
right.
got a Yukon. I'm still thinking. I was like, I just in my Traverse. I just put $75 in the tank yesterday. Like hell,
And I got
shoot.
a Mustang, and I put $50 in that joker just the other day myself. So I'm like,
right.
man.
So when it comes to lingerie, like I'm sure they love the game also, but they have an advantage because sex sells. So
Mm-hmm.
if just you two men, like I can ask you guys, if you got $25, we got two games on the same day. This lingerie game or this fully padded game. Most men is gonna be like, shit, let me buy this $25 ticket to see these women half naked running up and down the field. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And it's just life. I don't
Mm-hmm.
hate on them. I'm not tripping. It's just like I
Right.
said, everybody morals is different. And
Had
I'm
you had
not. I don't think my daddy would come watch me play if I was playing lingerie football.
so
I
have
don't
you
think my uncles would come watch me play if I was playing lingerie football. Some may not, but I just think it's how you perceive it, how you take it.
Hmm.
so you have never even considered playing with lingerie football? Like, has it even been a thought to go out there and play? I understand. I heard your statement earlier about you thinking you're a thick girl and all that, but we know thickness sells too. So, like, have you
You
ever
right, you
like
right, but
right
it goes back
Buns and
to the money.
basketball.
buns and
Yeah,
basketball? That too. Yeah, yeah. We know they got that now too. Absolutely.
yeah, they do, but it just goes back to the money. So my thing is, you the owner, and you done made $15,000 off of me, and I done only made 200. Like,
Mm-hmm.
make it make sense to me. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like, what I'm out here playing because I love the game, but you're profiting off of me. So you
Right.
like pimp. I feel like lingerie football, like the owners are pimping them. And depending on how
Mm.
street smart you are, you will understand where I'm coming from.
Facts. No, I know exactly where
Because
you're coming from.
because we done sold all these tickets because these men like, man, you got to be too something to do something. So let me go out there and see these 200 girls. You know what I'm saying? These chicks that weigh over 200 pounds. Like, they love that, right? So they didn't spend all this money, but what do I get? Or if you're not street smart and you don't understand that logic, like, what about the rappers? We hear all the time about the music industry, how somebody did all this hard work, but they didn't get no money. They got pimped out their money. So when it comes to lingerie, that's what I feel. Viewers may see it different, but I just feel like those women are not getting paid their worth.
Okay.
Got you. Got you. Oh yeah, I totally got you. I, I mean, that says a lot. That says a lot.
Mm. So, G, what we usually do, of course, when you have someone on here, depending on what sport we talk about, sometimes both sports, we tend to ask them to provide us with a little information. So, you're on the show, you're no different, you're not exempt from it. So, we ask you, we all know what Mount Rushmore is, right? What
Yeah, I do.
is what is who would be your Mount Rushmore in football?
Mm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Who
That's
would be
not
your Mount
fair.
Rushmore in football?
Well, Ray Lewis is gonna be number one.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Ray's on the okay.
I
Ray,
like that. I
that's
like that.
that's. I think that's the first. I think you're the first
That's
to say
fair.
Ray Lewis.
Yeah, I like that.
Really? I'm the first?
To
Yeah,
put Ray Lewis up there, yeah.
yeah. Because I mean, it's definitely harder to do a football Mount Rushmore, but Ray Lewis is the first. Even though I think someone did bring him
Mention it.
as an honorable mention, but he wasn't on the
Yeah, he
Mount
got
Rushmore.
mentioned.
So okay, Ray Lewis first
Yes.
Mount Rushmore.
I
Okay.
would love to meet Ray Lewis. Like, just meet. I would love to sit down with him and just, like, grasp how he thinks. Like,
Mm.
he's just an awesome player to me. Second, Aaron Donald.
Okay, that
Okay.
makes now he. I think
Okay.
he did make it one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would put Aaron Donald. Uh, two more. Two more. Mm, Let me see. Who is my daddy's favorite player? I can't even think right now. You be asking me questions that I don't even be thinking about. Football Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, don't be like that.
You know what? I'm
It's
gonna put
never a
my
Delvin.
coach up there, Brian Wiggins.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay,
I like it.
okay.
I like
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna
I like
put
it.
I'm gonna put my coach up there. I love
I
to
like
hear
it.
his stories and his
That's
admiration and his motivation to what made him play. Like, from the NFL, he played the Canadian League. So yeah, I'm gonna put my coach up there.
okay.
Okay.
Definitely a first formation first. Okay,
Yeah.
so Brian Wiggins, Aaron Donald, Ray Lewis. Who's your
Who's the
last?
last one?
My last one. Mm, I don't know. Y'all gonna have to pick one for me.
It ain't a
Them the
40.
only
You
three
don't
I'm
have
rocking
no.
with.
You don't have no 49ers or Raiders people who would you want to
Jerry
put in that
Rice,
position?
Joe Montana, Roger
Of
Oh,
course.
here
Craig,
we
Of
go.
John
Here we
Taylor,
go. Here we go.
Frank
you
Gore.
I watched all of them. Yeah, I like them. But you know what? People don't give credit to Kaepernick. I'm gonna put
Ooh.
Kaepernick up there.
Okay, Cat trying to
And
get back.
Ooh.
and I'm a, and look, I'm gonna say that with my head held high. So your viewers
I
that
know.
don't like that, like, hey, Kaepernick deserve it.
I'm okay.
We talked
So
about it
speaking of
yesterday.
which,
He's trying to get back. Yeah, he's trying to get back in.
yeah. Speaking of which, did you see the little story they did on I Am Athlete with Chad Ochocinco and all of that? They on YouTube talking to Kaepernick about him trying to get back into the league and things of that nature. Did you have an
Yeah,
opportunity to see that?
I caught a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
I heard that I saw where he said that he was willing to be a backup,
Yeah.
for somebody, and I think that takes a lot of courage. And I think people on the football side understands him,
Mm-hmm.
versus fans probably be like, ah, that's BS. He shouldn't do that. But he loves the game so much that he's humbling himself to say, here, I'm here. I don't mind being a backup. I'm gonna be on the sidelines because I know when my name is called, I'm gonna show out.
Right, right, right. And I have to say I actually watched the entire I Am Athlete YouTube on him yesterday. It's an hour long YouTube about the interview with Kaepernick, but the whole interview, the whole hour long isn't with Kaepernick. They only talked to him for maybe 15 minutes. But even like I said, Brandon Marshall, Pac-Man Jones, Ocho Cinco, they all were out there while he was, while he did his workout, and every single one of them said that dude still could play today. That there's not 32 quarterbacks that's in the NFL that could play better than him. So
it'd be stuff like that, man. It'd be stuff like that. So even though I'm not a huge Tom Brady fan, so what they're saying is Kaepernick at this point is better than Tom Brady.
I didn't hear that now. I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that. No one,
I
none of
ain't hear
them
that
said that.
either.
I ain't hear none of them
But
said
you
that part.
but you said it's not a 32 quarterbacks. He's one of 32 quarterbacks.
Yeah, but he's saying they're saying Ocho Cinco said out of 30 or Pac-Man Jones, I think it was actually out of 32 quarterbacks, all 32 are not better than him. There are some that are out there that aren't better than him.
Okay, I see
And,
what you say. Okay.
right, right,
All right, I got it. Okay, all right.
right.
That sounds better. That's
Yeah,
more
yeah,
feasible.
yeah. And I'm hoping, I hope Kaepernick is able to get. It's been 5 years since he's played, so it's been a long time to be away from the game and try and have an opportunity to get back on the field. But like I spoke about yesterday, and what I was telling Trey G was that, in my personal opinion, I feel like Kaepernick should go to one of these other leagues because every time he works
Oh,
out, yeah, because every time he works out, he's not working out in pads. He's not working out against a rush. He's not working out like he would actually be if he was actually playing. Yeah, he's asking for a workout. I got it. But if he were to go into a league, whether it was the USFL, the XFL, the Arena League, the FCF, whatever, where he's actually working out in pads against a true defense, these scouts could see him play and actually lay eyes on what he can do in a uniform. These workouts is cool, but nobody's putting pressure on you. You're not in the trenches like that. It's a workout. You're in shorts, cleats, and a t-shirt and a football. They don't, it's not. I feel like he'd have a better opportunity if he puts on the pads, the helmet, lace up the cleats, and actually play contact. That's just my personal opinion. That's me. That's me. But man, that's crazy. So y'all have already had 2 games. So y'all 1-1, G?
right. We're 1-1. We play in Austin this coming Saturday. That's
Oh,
too
okay.
far for you, Bishop. How far are
Never.
you from Austin?
No, I'm
You
no,
might
no.
be able to catch that one.
Yeah, I'm actually right up the street from that one.
Okay, I
What
text
time
you
y'all
the
play?
address, but we're
Yeah,
in Austin. We're in Austin next week. Well, this coming weekend. Weekend after that, we are home,
in Houston.
and then we go to Louisiana after that.
Okay, okay. Well, definitely Trey would definitely have to be able to. While y'all out there in Louisiana, it'll be a great opportunity for him to get out there and maybe interview some of the players and
Oh
stuff like
yeah,
that.
that'll work.
Yeah, what are the chances of getting what's his name, Mister
Wiggins.
Say,
Wiggins?
say it again.
Mr. Wiggins? What is the chance of getting Mr. Wiggins on here to talk about the Houston Energy and what brought him to be the owner?
Oh, I can set that up for y'all. Y'all on every day, right? From 9 to 11.
Correct.
Yes, man.
Right.
He a big businessman, so I can't promise you, but
Right.
I can make it happen. I'll reach out to him today because he's like mostly in meetings parts of the day. I think Fridays may be better for him.
Okay.
I'll see if he can get on Friday for you. Probably next Friday.
Okay. Okay. That would be awesome. If we could get him on, and even if we can get some more of your players on, you know what I'm saying? We would love to get even more of the Houston Energy on here to talk about how they, what brought them to the sport, how do they feel about playing women's football, anything like
Okay. I can set that up. The problem is y'all on in the mornings. People got to work around here. I just told y'all we ain't getting paid.
that. We get it. We totally get it. We totally get it. Freddie asked, what day will you be in Louisiana? You said that's next weekend, right?
Nah, 2 weeks from now.
Hold on. Let me look.
Freddie, she gonna look for you, get you squared away, cause Freddie must be out that way. So that's what's up. Get you some support out there, G. Get you some support out there. What else do you do, G? Oh, she might have been frozen trying to
She,
look up
yeah, she looking up
the dates.
May 14th.
May 14th. There you have it,
Mm-hmm.
Freddie. May 14th.
It's in
oh
Lafayette.
tragedy.
What?
I tell you about it when we get off the phone. Golly,
Oh,
okay. Goodness
okay.
gracious.
And then Anthony
We'll be in Lafayette May 14th.
did Anthony Price says you have any games around the Maryland area?
Me personally, in the 11 years, I haven't been there, but you never know depending on playoffs.
Okay.
Like last year we were in Nevada. The year
Oh
before
wow.
that we was in Denver. You
Oh,
know,
so the championship games or the playoff games are in different areas?
yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yep. So we can end up north, you know, we can end up down south, we can end up in the middle, like it just depends.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Well, definitely you see you have people that definitely want to come out and support
I know,
without
I
question.
see. Thank you guys.
That's major. That's major, major, major. Well, Miss G, we thank you so much for tuning in. Trey, you got any more questions for G? Because we don't
Oh
want to
no,
hold
oh
her
no.
up because
Oh
she
no,
got to
no,
make
yeah,
that
they got a
paper.
job. Yeah.
Yes, I
I
have
hit
to
her up.
get
I
back
hit
to
her up.
work.
Yeah, she got to make that
I,
paper, so we don't want to hold her up.
I
But Miss G, we definitely appreciate you. We definitely thank you for being on our show. It was a pleasure, an honor to actually speak with another female full contact football player out there in the Houston area, Houston Energy of the WFA, Miss G Solo. You have any shout outs or anything like that, G, you want to give out before you
Of
leave?
course. Houston Energy, my whole team. Once again, Brian Wiggins for opening up so many doors for us. And just I want to shout out all the women that play football. You know, like yeah, we compete against each other, but we all are focused on one goal. So I give a shout out to every female athlete.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Trey, you got anything for G?
no, of course. Like I said, I'll bang her line and hit her up, and so we can get up. So I got her. They catch her want to let her get back to work, so she can't. We don't get an invoice for
Right, right, right.
since she
Right,
cleaned
right. Let
since
me
she
send
cleaned up
y'all
our show.
invoice for this hour.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, G, you take care. We would definitely love to have you back on the show. Even if you were able to get your owner and coach on here, that'd be great. Y'all can both come back on, or even another player. We would love to get you back on the show and talk more women's football.
Okay.
With that, enjoy your day. We'll be talking to you soon, and we have a great day.
All right. Bye bye, guys.
All right, take
Bye.
care. Blood clot. Okay. So yeah, so that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we greatly appreciate someone being on to talk. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you think about you get someone with the actual perspective, with an interest perspective on it to simply
Right.
speak on it. It definitely hits harder. It gives you more of an insight to that. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, we look for other, especially women's, as I know a couple. You know, I'm trying to get them on, but I mean, if they don't get on, hey, it's not. I did my due diligence. It's cool. Uh,
Facts. Facts. I do know, Trey. We got three games tonight. We was on the NBA and then G jumped on, so
yeah,
we do
yes.
have three
We can
games
get them three
tonight.
games out the way, so I can get three
Yeah,
more W's. Let's
yeah. Because
go.
I won't see that happening. But let's go. Let's get into it. We got game one tonight. The first game tonight is the Nets. They're traveling to Boston. You know, it's Kyrie and KD. They took a huge loss on Sunday night. Sunday night I think it was versus the Celtics. A 1 point loss against Tatum with their last second layup to take a 1-0 lead in the series. The Nets travel to Boston. Who you got, Trey?
As much as I want to be like, as like I'm very split at this point. I'm looking at tossing a coin. So as much as
Mm,
I want to just be like Boston, I mean the Nets have a lot of firepower at the end of the day between Kyrie and KD. Additionally, also does the Boston Celtics in their up and coming core.
Smart defensive player of the year.
Yes, defensive player of the year, Jason Tatum, yes, and put in that work. Jalen Brown,
Yep.
uh, White, but
Yep.
like Price said, I foresee a situation in which KD probably goes ham, and in Boston ties it up. So I'm going to take the Brooklyn Nets in this one.
Wow, this dude knew. He knew. He knew. He knew. He knew. Hey man, Brooklyn, stand up, man. It's time, KD. It's time. Like Anthony Price said, KD finna go off. KD did not show up at that last game. He missed some. He missed some crucial shots. Actually, Kyrie carried the team in that first game. So I do feel like Kyrie and KD are about to go off. I think they're gonna both drop about at least 30 apiece tonight, especially Kyrie after he just spent $50,000 on a fine. Kyrie finna go in and show you that I'm finna make up that 50K.
I
So
think
I'm
and
taking
that,
the Brooklyn Nets.
I think that's the over factor too. I think KD
Yep,
Kyrie's going to be on. I'm going to come back and show y'all. You know what I'm saying?
yep.
I ain't got it. So yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm taking Brooklyn Nets on the road. They
little bitch.
barely lost. Boston Celtics got away with one last week or on Sunday. So I'm taking the Nets. Then we have the 76ers traveling to Toronto for Game 3, the first game in Toronto out there to play the Raptors, 76ers. Of course, you know, they got Embiid, they got Harden, who has yet to show up in these playoffs. The Raptors, you know what they bring. Trey, who you going with?
So initially, I thought this was going to be a downer because
Yep.
Thibault wouldn't be able to
Right.
play. But the
Right.
last couple of games, he hasn't even seemingly been that much of a factor. So it's like he eliminates himself. Of course, Scotty Barnes isn't available. Um, Kawhi, nor Lowry, nor DeRozan is walking through that door for
Right.
Toronto.
Right.
Uh, I think without their young gun and Barnes, it removes some factors. So I think, unfortunately, I think Philadelphia gets another win in even in Toronto.
Okay. I personally feel, I think Ron said it before, and I totally agree with Ron. I think this is a game that's going to be one of the first sweeps of the series in the playoffs. I feel like the Sixers just have too much firepower. Even with hard like if Harden has a game, man, the Sixers are going to blow out the Raptors. So Harden and Embiid. So I'm assuming Harden's going to come and show his face here sooner than later. This might be the game here in Toronto. So I'm definitely going with the 76ers to make this series 3-0 and looking at closing it out maybe the next game or the game after. And then the final game of the night is probably one of the biggest games outside of the Nets and Celtics. We have the Chicago Bulls who are going into a 1-0 deficit to the Milwaukee Bucks. Fear the deer, that Greek freak out there in Milwaukee. But we know what the Bulls bring. They have Levine, of course. They have DeMar. So with that, Trey, who do you got? Do you fear the deer or do you go with the Chicago Bulls?
I'm going to go with the Chicago Bulls in this one, Bishop. So
Woo!
what I believe is that the Bulls were in lock and step, and they was led by Vucevic.
Vucevic, yep.
Represent USC. But so what
Oh
I
my
think
God.
is at the end of the day, another USC alumnus, DeMar DeRozan, Compton alumnus, Hub City stand up. What I think is going to happen is DeMar is going to go for it, get back to what he was doing in the regular season. We all know like DeMar supposedly does not show up in the playoffs. I think this
Mm-hmm.
game he slays that notion, that stigma, and he comes in and he does exactly what he's been doing in the playoffs, and he gets 30. He gets those 30 points, and Levine chips in, Jones chips in, and they're going to be able to get a win in Milwaukee as they get ready to head back to Chicago. So I'm
Okay.
going with the Bulls.
So this is where the road separates. I am going with the Milwaukee Bucks. You have to fear that deer. They are the reigning champions of NBA of the NBA champion reigning champions of last year's uh, finals over the Suns. So of course they are favored. I have to go with the Milwaukee Bucks. When you have to fear that deer, bro, and that Greek freak, I think the Greek freak is just too much for the Bulls, especially at home. If it was at home, it might be a different story, but it's still in Milwaukee. And them fans out there in Milwaukee love their Bucks, man. And that's why they say fear the deer. So I'm taking the Milwaukee Bucks. So we are all the same on the first two games, but the road splits between Trey and myself for that late game at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time as the Bulls go travel to Milwaukee. As you know, I am now currently in the standings 8-4. With those
And
two losses last night, it puts me at 8-4.
well, my 3 losses have put me at 8-5. So if you can do 7-5, so if
I'm
you
gonna
can do the
say,
math, so if you could do
yeah,
the math, if the standings hold up for me today, come tomorrow morning, just know this may say something different.
if,
I think,
if,
I think, I
if.
think you're gonna see two different monikers. You see the goat here. I think an old friend that we all know and love, Nostradamus, may make a reappearance. So, so
Come on,
if,
Milwaukee. Hold out for me.
if
I'm definitely
if
watching that game.
if I come back tomorrow morning, if you see the name Nostradamus there in the
You know what
morning,
it is.
you know what
You
it
know what
is.
it is. You
And
know
we
what it
tied
is
and
for
we go
sure.
from there. So of
You know
course,
what it
like
is.
so that's our time for today. And we look forward to
Yeah.
getting with y'all, of course, like I said, tomorrow, 9 o'clock. As you know, say 4:20. You know what? I ain't seen that in a while. But you know what? I almost asked a question, Bishop, but I already know the answer to a question which I was going to ask. So
Don't
there's
do it. Don't
no
do
reason in asking that question.
it.
All I
If you
ask
know what is known does
is
not have to be said.
all I
What is known
ask,
does not have to
all
be
I
said.
ask, all I ask or request is that uh any celebrations for tomorrow go after after 1100 hours Central Standard Time.
But so
That's all I ask.
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure, baby. Happy 420 to y'all, baby. Let go. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Everybody looking forward to this day, baby.
Oh yeah, so you know what I'm
Yo,
saying.
before
So
y'all go,
at
what's
least,
up?
at
Wait,
least
what's up? Anthony Price asked the question. Before y'all go, what? Before y'all go, what's up
you
with
know
your boy Debo
we gonna
holding out on a
we
new
gonna
deal?
we gonna talk about. I got
Yeah,
that
we had a
locked
few
and loaded for
NFL things we
tomorrow.
had to talk about. Yeah,
Yeah,
we missed
but
the NFL today.
it's coming. It's definitely coming.
It's
I
coming.
got it
Yeah,
because
we got
I
some
got some
things.
stuff
Yeah,
to say. So you know, what I'm saying
yeah,
it's a topic for tomorrow. So Anthony,
it
please feel free to
definitely,
rock with us. Be here. We got you, bro. You know, what I'm saying all you know, what I'm
definitely.
saying all the smoke in terms of like Job would say, all the smoke. We
Oh,
got it.
yeah.
So of course we'll be checking out tomorrow high speeds. Look forward to seeing to y'all. Be sure to check us. Y'all see us scroll across the bottom of the screen. Catch us E2G programming on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn for E2G. You can also additionally catch First Formation Twitter. Go subscribe to the First Formation channel on YouTube, as well as we also have Instagram and sooner or later maybe a Facebook. It depends. Um,
No, what we need is what is that? Uh, no, what is that? What's that podcast?
Yeah, we could get Apple, Spotify, all that type of stuff.
Spotify. Oh yeah, that's what we need to be on. That
Spotify.
right there.
I got it. I
Yeah,
got
all
you.
of
I
that.
got you. No
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah.
No doubt. So we gonna look forward to seeing y'all. You know what I'm saying? Be sure to check us out when we hit these, when we send out this stuff, additionally, make sure y'all checked out, like we said, the Speakeasy, the SYM to stimulate your mind. Of course, they had a show yesterday, actually, pretty good show yesterday. Of course, take a look at, go follow MBA, Hero Sports, here to E2G. Go take a look at now WFA, the Houston Energy, or any team that may be in or around your area. I'm sure it could be some there. A plethora. Anyone which we had on the show, say be sure to go out, check them out, support them. Sun City Stealth, of course, all your armed forces organizations. There's 6 of them: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and of course, Space Force is one as well. So, what I'm saying, check it out. Check it out. Knowledge is power. Be sure to check it out. Bishop, any last words as we cut out, bro?
No, man. Again, thank y'all to all those that tune in on our faithful come through and check us out every Monday through Friday. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all enjoy y'all hump day. Be safe. Be sure to tune in tomorrow from 09 to 1100 hours Central Standard Time for you, the civilian personnel. That's 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Y'all have a great, happy 420, man. That's all I got, Trey.
All right. Yes. Okay. High speed. See y'all tomorrow. Go ahead. Fall out. See you tomorrow.
Sai.